Hey everybody, thanks so much for coming to the awards. It's super exciting. Let's have a big Games for Change cheer. Yeah! All right, so what we're gonna do is we got 6 different awards to give out tonight, and so we are gonna jump right to them. So now for people who don't know about the Games for Change awards, we've got a few different awards. We're gonna give out an award for most innovative, most impactful, best gameplay. There's also gonna be a Game of the Year award, which is the one that kind of hit all 3 of those. We're gonna have a People's Choice Award, and then we're gonna have our very special Game Changer Award at the end. So we're gonna lead off with our first these are initial awards. And now, to be clear, so here's how the process worked. We got an expert panel of judges. They looked at 150 different games from all over the world. They picked out 8 top nominees. And then these have been narrowed down to our winners tonight. So first thing I want to do is we've got a nice video welcome from a good friend of ours, a good friend of Games for Change, Jeff Keighley. So can we roll that video?
Hey guys, it's Jeff Keighley, and I want to apologize that I can't be there in person. I'm actually on set right now filming some stuff for E3, the big video game expo in June. But I did want to thank you all for all you do in the gaming industry with the Games for Change conference and festival and the awards. Last year I created the Game Awards in Las Vegas, and we introduced a category called Games for Change. And I think it's really important to recognize games that are doing things differently and thinking about different topics. I've covered the video game business for 20 years, and sometimes you get to see a lot of big blockbuster games like Star Wars Battlefront that I'm here covering right now. But I also love those small games and also the games that have big ideas. And one of the reasons I introduced the Games for Change category was because I wanted to recognize those games that are thinking differently. And sometimes there's innovation in gameplay, but there's also innovation in storytelling and in the premise of games. So I want to continue doing that, and I'm so glad that there is the Games for Change conference that discusses a lot of these games and brings prominence to them, because one of the things I feel is very important to me at the Game Awards is to call attention to new ideas and ideas that should be discovered and recognized by gamers. So congratulations on the Games for Change Awards. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I look forward to continuing to recognize Games for Change at the Game Awards later this year. Thanks so much.
All right. So in order to give out our first award, let me bring to the stage from the Producers Guild of America, Caitlin Burns.
Thank you so much, and thank you to Games for Change. The Producers Guild of America is a professional organization that represents producers in film, television, games, and other new media disciplines, representing some of the highest achieving producers in the entertainment industry today. And we're incredibly proud and happy to be a co-sponsor of this event. Tonight, I'm presenting the award for Most Innovative without pushing the limits of what experience and narrative and design can do to create meaningful social impact. We wouldn't have the most powerful pieces of film, television, gaming, and truly the global language of story and experience design we see today, and we wouldn't have shared a tremendous number of incredible insights across as many cultural barriers and social barriers as we've seen through work we've gotten to observe over the course of the last 2 days, and obviously this work this evening. The Most Innovative Game Award honors games excelling in creativity and aspiring to bring new ideas into Games for Change, whether through unique game design, technology, or audiences. These are games that are experimenting with the creatively and technologically in a manner that may pave new ways for the whole community. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Most innovative.
Our jury discussion focused on originality across gameplay, subject matter, use of technology, and genre format. The intimate social interaction of Boundin's multiplayer gameplay physically connects 2 people to 1 mobile device. The technically innovative use of a phone's camera and light to measure your heart rate drives gameplay in Skip a Beat. Parable of polygons created an entirely new game genre. Instead of using the internet, To discuss games, it used game mechanics to inspire meaningful discussion on the internet via an interactive blog. Our finalists for Most Innovative Game are an inspiring reflection of how evolution in technology and media create opportunities to impact the world.
Bounded. Parable of the Polygons. Skip a beat heart rate game.
And the award for most innovative goes to Bounded.
Yeah!
Woo!
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That's quite surprising. Yeah, like the other nominees were amazing games. Winning this award means a lot to me, to the team. 11 people worked on this. The Dutch National Ballet, of course, collaborated on this. Yeah, just keep dancing, people.
Yeah! All right, very exciting. All right, so second award, that was our Innovation Award. Now we are going to have the award presentation for Best Gameplay. And so I bring you the Executive Director of the Museum for the Moving Image, Carl Goodman.
Hi, everybody. As Jesse said, I'm with the Museum of the Moving Image. We host things like Indiecade, East, and have wonderful exhibitions devoted to digital media and things like Mad Men. If you haven't visited the museum or you're not planning to within the next month, you're a total loser. Okay, a word show patter. To say that gameplay is an elusive concept is an understatement. Truly defining gameplay is really the subject of a lecture or a late-night dorm conversation, but not an awards event. So the jury's criteria for gameplay are as follows. The game mechanics in these games are aligned with and reinforce the goals. They are polished in design, functionality, and thematic execution. However we define it, gameplay has almost everything to do with why a game is engaging, satisfying, enjoyable, and good. So here, it's worth saying that in order to make a game that's for good, the game must be good. And imagine saying, what a great game, but the gameplay sucks. So, let's take a look at the nominees for Best Gameplay.
Best Gameplay.
For Best Gameplay, the jury really looked at the mechanics and how they resonated with the social impact goals of the games. So looking at the nominees, Never Alone did a wonderful job with cooperative gameplay, helping players to explore the Inupiat culture of the Native Alaskan tribes. And then similarly, This War of Mine also dug in culturally, but in a different scenario with combat instead of focusing on soldiers and civilian and survival, very tense emotional gameplay. And then finally we have That's Your Right, which did a wonderful job looking at the Bill of Rights from a card game mechanic that enabled kids to explore how the Bill of Rights are impacted into our society and culture. So throughout, we were very impressed by how these themes came out of the mechanics in the gameplay, and it makes us excited as we're seeing more verbs and seeing how the mechanics really do support the social impact message.
Never Alone. That's Your Right. This War of Mine.
And the winner for best gameplay is This War of Mine. The makers of This War of Mine, 11-Bit Studios, they're from Poland. They could not be here this evening, so they sent a video. Please watch.
Hello, this is Paweł Michałowski from 11-Bit Studios, senior writer at the team, and
Alexander Kauch, game programmer of This War of Mine. Thanks for the opportunity of being part of Games for Change Festival. From the very beginning, we've hoped that our game, This War of Mine, would be one of those games that really can make a change.
yeah, indeed, it is really amazing to see, to be the witness that games are changing, at least partially, the reality we're living in, and really this is amazing to be a part of it. So once again, thank you.
And thank you very much. I'm their stateside friend. And yeah, on behalf of everybody, we wanted to thank everyone and say that we are truly honored to receive this wonderful, wonderful award. And we hope that it really does inspire change. Thank you.
All right. All right, wonderful. Okay, so that's 2 down, 4 to go. Number 3 is the award for impact. And and to produce that, we're going to have Erica Gregory from N Square to give that out. Erica.
Hey, Jesse, thank you. Thanks so much, Jesse. Before we do this award, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about N Square and a challenge that we're going to be launching tomorrow. So we'll need our slides up for that. There you go. Excellent, right on cue. So before we go there, I am going to let you in on a little secret. And that is that tonight, right now, there are over 16,000 nuclear weapons pointed at heavily populated targets all over the world. 1,800 of them are on what they call hair trigger alert. And what that means is that it would take only 5 minutes to deploy those weapons from the time a command is given. Of course, this is not really a secret, but it may as well be one given how little public discourse there seems to be about nuclear weapons these days and how little people seem to know about them, particularly if they never had to duck and cover under their school desk. So while we all struggle to manage our differences around the world with the other, as Prince Fahad al-Assad described it earlier today, we do so knowing that at any moment something could go terribly, calamitously, and irretrievably wrong with one of these indiscriminately destructive weapons. And that could happen accidentally, or it could happen on purpose. So I lead a new organization called N Square, as Jesse said. It was started by 5 of the world's largest peace and security funders. That's the MacArthur Foundation, the Carnegie Corporation of New York, the Hewlett Foundation, the Plowshares Fund, and the Skoll Global Threats Fund. And they asked us to see if we couldn't take a couple years to catalyze innovation in the field of nuclear weapons security, or maybe insecurity is a better word to use. What I can say is that having met many people who have spent the last 30 or more years working on this issue is that this is a sector hungry for new ideas about ways to ignite public engagement. These are folks who are looking not only for ideas but new perspectives, and especially for new partners who are accustomed to collaborating in a highly interdependent and networked world. So where do we expect that we're going to find such fresh and creative minds? We're looking all over the place, but we think that some of them are in the audience tonight. So game designers and publishers and storytellers, we want to hear from you. After all, experts and governments don't have a monopoly on ideas or on the stories we tell to change the world. So the challenge that we're going to be announcing over the next few weeks, and we're going to discuss tomorrow, is to explore how to apply what you all know how to do in the Games for Change community to the task of inspiring a new generation to take on this wicked problem, to help invent our way out of the nuclear era just as surely as we invented our way into it. So tomorrow at 11:30, we'll be holding a briefing about this challenge at the School of Architecture, I believe, but you should check your programs because I'm not 100% sure. And we hope that we're going to see many of you there. So thank you for all you do, and we look forward to seeing you. And now I'm here to provide the award for the year's most impactful game, which is the game that targets specific social issues and demonstrates clear impact objectives and proves outcomes. And we're going to take a look at the nominees.
Most significant impact.
The jury for the most significant impact category was charged with evaluating the nominees' success at targeting their games to affect specific social issues and drive proven outcomes. We looked closely for both a clear theory of change embedded in the gameplay, as well as data suggesting that the game is effectively impacting a social issue. The finalists in this category all stood out in their ability to do both. Mindlight, which uses neurofeedback mechanics to teach players how to reduce their own anxiety by relaxing in the face of a threat, is backed by a detailed research-based methodology for behavioral improvement in kids. Never Alone, developed in collaboration with Alaskan Native elders, tackles the challenge of extending world cultures by beautifully drawing players into the Native Alaskan culture and its core values of interdependence, resiliency, and intergenerational exchange. And ZooU uses an engaging zoo environment to help kids learn social-emotional skills like communication, cooperation, and empathy, with a design grounded in rigorous outcome assessment through randomized clinical trials.
Mindlight. Never Alone. ZooU.
And the winner is Never Alone.
Well, I didn't jump up on stage like Nuna would have and the first winner did, so I apologize, but I wanted to say what an honor it is to receive this award. I'm here on behalf of Cook and the Tribal Council and Eline Media, and I'd like to say Kuyana, which is thank you and Anupiak, to the CITC Board of Directors, our President and CEO, Gloria O'Neill, and the elders and the youth and the storytellers that were involved in this game. There are over 40 community members involved throughout the making of the game, and the list is long. But I want to give a special thank you to Minnie Gray, who is the elder who allowed us to use the story that her father told and modify it for great gameplay. And CIDC did this game to really sustain its mission, but what's come about is something that's amazing, and it's this deep partnership with Eline Media. And I'd like to invite Alan to say a few words.
Thanks. Definitely want to thank the pioneering spirit of the Cook Inlet Tribal Council, the most amazing partner we've ever worked with, and Amy's amazing work as cultural ambassador on the project. On E-Line, I'd like to thank Michael, Larry, the leads, Dima, Sean, David, and the whole team who really poured their heart and soul in the project. Ishmael, our Alaska Native writer, it was just an absolutely wonderful collaboration. Thank you. And the whole Games for Change community and the other nominees. Thanks.
Oh man, exciting. What better way to celebrate Game for Impact Award than with 16,000 nuclear warheads? Okay, all right, so now, that was our first three. Now, our fourth one is a big deal. The Game of the Year. And to present that, from Rovio, Sana Lukander.
Good evening. Such an honor to be here to announce this particular winner, the Game of the Year. Chosen among the nominees that we just saw, all very wonderful and amazing games. But this game specifically hits the mark on all three dimensions: impact, innovation, and of course gameplay. The winner is Never Alone.
Well, this is unexpected and quite an honor. So again, thank you. This is such an honor, and I'm glad that we're able to share such an amazing game and an amazing culture with the world. And the reception we've received has really told us that we are starting something new, a new movement around world games, and we're inspiring other people to do the same thing.
All right. Congratulations again, you guys. Oh man, 2 awards. That game totally deserves it. It's so good. All right, so those were the choices of the judges. The folks who were up on the videos were some of the judges for these things. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to move to the People's Choice Award. And to present that from Mashable, we've got Fiorelli Salvo and Chelsea Stark.
Thanks, Jesse. At Mashable, we tell stories that inform, inspire, and entertain. And we're excited to partner with Games for Change for the Mashable and Games for Change People's Choice Award, which celebrates games that do exactly those 3 things and more to help drive social change.
That's right, and we're really excited as this is the first, as we know, partnership with Games for Change to do kind of an audience polling award. We know that all 8 of the games that you saw before are nominated. We're not going to roll back the video. So we were really excited to see that on our website, hundreds of people really signed up to vote and were really engaged, and all the titles really had fans that were really supportive of them. And it just shows that, you know, as socially impactful games are growing, their audience is growing too. So without further ado, the winner of the Mashable plus Games for Change People's Choice Award is This War of Mine.
Come, give him a minute.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't be shy. You have more to say?
You have more to say?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, only one more to go. This last one is it's a very important award. Last year, we gave it to Jim G. This is the Game Changer Award. And this year, to tell you who won it, we're going to bring out Ben Stokes and Erin Reynolds.
Where is Tracy?
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm really excited.
Where's Tracy? Is Tracy Fullerton in the audience? Excellent. Raise your hand. So we just want to be able to look at you when we say this. Tracy Fullerton directs the joint USC game program.
And she is the chair of the USC Interactive Media and Games Division at the USC School of Cinematic Arts. And for those of you who don't know this already, Tracy is an absolute badass. Let me elaborate. It wasn't too long ago that if you went to your parents and said, hey, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to study game design, it wouldn't have ended well. And Tracy is one of those key critical people who changed all that. In addition to helping students learn the skills and abilities necessary to be a part of major AAA game studios, she's also created a unique environment where innovative new ideas can be safely explored. This is evident not only in the games that she has helped to cultivate, like Flow and my project Nevermind, but also in her own work, such as the beautiful game Walden that provides a uniquely interactive reflection of creativity. Tracy has created a space and environment where creativity, innovation, and masterful execution flourish. She has been such an inspiration for me and a major part of who I am as an artist and a game creator, and her amazing positive impact on countless students like myself is only one facet of Tracy's amazing game-changing work.
Tracy was also, for me, someone who drew me to go into a PhD program at USC. She's mentored so many people, but it's not just students that she's mentored. When I was at the MacArthur Foundation, I saw her connecting really across different sectors, and I came to see how rare this was. And just to tell a very quick story, in 2010, Tracy was asked, and I helped her out with this, to work with the Gates Foundation and the MacArthur Foundation to try and convene people who do educational assessment and psychometrics, pretty geeky folks, along with people that do game design, but not just anyone, people from industry especially, people who do game design and think about it in a deep way, and ask, is there something in common about educational assessment and games? Can we start bringing these two very strange systems together? And I think there are very few people in the world that have credibility with the games industry and can bring them to the table, and at the same time have credibility in academia. And I think that's because of Tracy's generosity of spirit and rigor. Combining both of those things, I think she was able to mentor so many people. And this one event, she didn't just talk about games with people, but she actually had them design things together. I think she's always pulling people into actual projects and conversations that leave them in a different place than where they began. So it's been incredibly inspiring to work with Tracy, and it's changed me, and I think so many of us here. And so for that reason, I think all of us, it's not just on behalf of both of us and Games for Change, but I think so many people in the community that we are thrilled to invite Tracy to accept the award for Game Changer.
Thank you so much. And Jesse, everybody gets a hug. I asked Aussie if I was going to have to say something, and he said, yeah, you say something. Jim talked a lot, so. But when I sat down to kind of write a list of who I should thank for this, it just got to be too long, and people want to go to dinner. So I thought I might just talk a little bit about what this community means to me. I always leave Games for Change inspired. It's an amazing community, one of my favorite communities, pretty much of people in the world. For me, a lot of times people ask us, well, what do you mean? Serious game, Games for Change, Game for Impact, what does that mean exactly, right? And for me, making a game for change means that we are making an expression that resonates so deeply, so authentically, that the very experience of playing that game is almost like an epiphany or a ripple that stays within us after the experience is over, in the hearts and the minds of the players. So making Games for Change means that we're setting out to make deeply playful systems that are in dialogue with culture, in ways really that we're just beginning to understand. My good friend Eric Zimmerman and I were talking about how hard it is to make a game, to make a good game, and really how incredibly hard it is to make a game that is good and that engages in a true way with ideas.
God, it is so hard, right? That's why it's important for us to do this together, to have this community of people. So really what I want to do is thank everyone in this community for being in this community and staying in this community, and for all the hard work that everyone does to make this community possible. And I won't list names because that community is growing and changing and getting richer and deeper all the time. But thank you everyone for making games that rock our worlds, because those are the games that make change.
Oh, give me another hug, you. Oh my God. All right. Oh man, Tracy Fullerton has been such an inspiration for me personally. Just the work, when I was starting to figure out, could I do this stuff? Could I teach? Could I don't know, write a book that would help other people? Like, she was the one who led the way. She was way out ahead of everything that I'd been doing, and has given me such incredible confidence that, like, yeah, this is worth doing, and it can be done well. Anyway, just one more time for Tracy, please. So that's our awards. Woo!